Power 98.3.
Hey man, it's Power 98.3 where hip hop lives. Tino, Cochino Radio with D Garcia. That song right there, man. Omarion supposed to be one of the biggest lines probably ever in music. Eat the booty like grocery. What are your thoughts on this, Gio?
Man, not if they got hemorrhoids. You can't do that.
Ew.
Is that a radish?
Yummy.
Gross. Grapes.
Corn? When do we get that?
All right, so DL Hughley's hanging out with us, man. You in town all weekend to stand up live, bro.
Man, all weekend. It could be a better time, man. Everything's going on. Bill Cosby, my man. Remember, like, here's the thing. The first 3 or 4 black people was with him.
Yeah.
But at 45, we went, damn.
Yeah.
I'll never eat Jello pudding pops. These pudding pops are making me so sleepy.
Whoopi Goldberg is still like sticking by his side.
Yes, she is.
What do you
She's saying
think?
innocent until proven guilty.
I think that he's admitted that here's the thing. I know Bill Cosby. This is not my opinion of him based on watching him and digging him. I think he's a talented man, but I think he did what they said he did. I think you can be a magnanimous person and be a benevolent and do all these great things, and you can be a horrible person like Lucifer when he was in heaven. Satan, he was God's most beautiful angel. You can mess up in heaven, you can mess up in Harlem. That's the way that goes.
Well, it came straight from his mouth because it was in a court transcript
deposition, right,
where he said, yes, I gave women Quaaludes, yes,
right,
I gave them Benadryl so that I could have sex with them, a.k.a. he raped these women straight from his mouth. Disney decided to get rid of a statue that they had of him at Hollywood Studios.
But I'm saying, do you think that they should be taking all his stuff away?
I think it's the thing. OJ should still win the Heisman, whether he murdered people. You can't erase somebody from history. But
what they did.
I mean, he was great at he's great at what he does. He's
great at murder too.
He's great. Yeah, OJ could get 2,000 miles and get away with killing 2 white people. I mean, it's
So what about this? I believe it was back in 2004 or 2002. President Bush gave him a Medal of Honor that they give.
I think he should be able to keep it. Listen. You can't erase you can't go back and retroactively make them everything they've done a horrible person. I believe, like, to me, first Bill Cosby, then Jared from somewhere. I'm just hoping nobody from Chipotle messes up. That happens.
Oh, no, not my burrito.
That happens.
Not
oh
my
my God! But I think that now, because here's what everybody's doing. Everybody knew that these allegations existed, but people let them go.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to apply a social media lens to everything. They're trying to go back and retroactively. It's no different than what the NFL commissioner tried to do to Ray Rice. You don't get a do-over. You were complicit. Everybody knew this was happening. It was in magazines. People knew that, but they wanted to let it slide. And now, to make themselves feel better, they're trying to erase him for history. That's not.
We got into like a little argument about this earlier. So I want to know what you think about it. All right. So all the victims waited hella years to talk about
That's not true. There
was
were
it
people
not?
in the 60s that complained. It was there were victims in the 80s, 90s. But here's the thing.
It's happened like every decade they've been complaining.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
This dude like leap year. I'll tell you a story. In 2009, I was a host of a radio show. It was called Kiss FM. It was owned by Emmons Communications. Bill Cosby called in to do a radio interview. It was me, Steve Wilson, Jackie Reed. I knew he didn't like me, and I didn't particularly care for him. This is 2009.
Okay.
So he calls in to do the interview. 10 minutes, he's going on and telling people what to do. I finally go, Mr. Cosby, what is it you'd like for people to know about this? Who is this? I said, D.L. Hughley. You do this and you do that. You use bad words. I said, Mr. You say the N-word. And I said, yeah, when I say the N-word, nobody, yes, I do say the N-word, Mr. Cosby, but with all due respect, when I say the N-word, nobody wakes up drunk or drugged with their underwear on backwards.
Oh.
And I said, when I say N-word, it's on, I told him, I said, when I say N-word, it's on stage and not on a police report. And then we went back and forth. This is a true story. We argued back and forth. He said, this is not going on the air. I said, yes, it is. And 10 minutes later, 10 minutes later, the people from Emmons Communications came and got that tape and said, if you play this tape, you'll never work on radio again. Told everybody, give me every copy of this tape. I know how powerful it is. That's a real story that really happened. So every time those chicks tried to say something to him,
buried.
That's what happened.
They
were burying
insane,
the story.
man.
Okay, in 2006, whenever he gave the deposition, he literally was successful in admitting what he did. 2 things he did. He said I gave him drugs, and he also wouldn't answer whether he had administered them or not. Because he knows that if he says that, then somebody can come back at him and prove it.
Yeah.
So he never says I didn't do it. Or I did do it. He just doesn't answer it at all. And the other thing is, how is it that Bill Cosby, one of the most popular men in the world, you didn't hear about that deposition.
Right.
Very
and that
true.
was in 2005.
That's how powerful it is.
That's that Fat Albert money, man.
With my fight with Tino earlier today, I said, even if the women did wait, why is it their fault?
It's so funny. Here's what people don't get. There are people every day listening to this radio station, living their lives. They don't even have to have been molested by somebody famous. A lot of people scared to go to their family reunion.
Exactly.
How come you don't talk to Uncle Caesar? Because he tried to do me when I was 7. That's why.
Right.
Because people, the pathology of that is that they hide stuff. They repress it. They never want to talk about it. And every time this happens, it's always somebody who's above reproach. It's always multiple victims, and they always didn't tell because they felt ashamed. And that's what he preyed on. And to me, people ask why now, because it's stuff that happened to you in your childhood. That don't mean you don't forget it. You got a scar on your knee right now. You never forget it. Mm-hmm. Look at all these broken people who then broke people because of what happened to them. That's crazy.